না না, 5টায় নয়, 7:30টায় ম্যাচটা করলে কিন্তু অনেকটাই সুবিধা হতো ইস্ট বেঙ্গলের। একথা আমি বলছি না, একথা বলছেন স্বয়ং কোচ অস্কার ব্রুজো। আজকের এই সাংবাদিক সম্মেলনে অস্কার ব্রুজো জানালেন যে ওনারা বারবার জানালেও এআইএফএফ কিন্তু এর বিরুদ্ধে কোনো পদক্ষেপ নেননি। এআইএফএফ কে ইস্ট বেঙ্গলের বর্তমান 4জন মুসলিম খেলোয়াড় আছে, তারা কিন্তু প্রতিনিয়ত রোজা রাখছেন 1 মাস, যেটা মুসলিমদের নিয়ম আপনারা জানেন যে 1 মাস রোজা রাখছে। রোজা রাখার পরে ওই সূর্যাস্ত অব্দি ওনারা কিছু খাবেন না, সূর্যাস্তের পরেই খাওয়া দাওয়া, যেটা রোজার নিয়ম আছে। সেখানেই ইস্ট বেঙ্গলের ম্যাচ পড়ছে প্রতিদিন 5টার সময়, আপনার আইএসএল শুরু থেকেই। সে জায়গায় ইস্ট বেঙ্গল কিন্তু অনেকটাই এই দিকটায় অনেকটাই ইস্ট বেঙ্গলের খেলোয়াড়রা অনেকটাই বাধা পাচ্ছে, যেহেতু ওনারা এই প্রবল তাপদাহ শুরু হয়েছে ইতিমধ্যেই। তারপরে সারাদিনের উপোস, জল পর্যন্ত না খেয়ে খেলোয়াড়রা মাঠে নামছেন খেলতে। সেই দিক ছাড়াও কোচ অস্কার ব্রুজো বলেন যে আগামীকাল সাউল ক্রেসপোকে কিন্তু এতদিন দেখা যায়নি। ফার্স্ট ম্যাচের পরে 2টো ম্যাচ উনি খেলেননি, নেক্সট ম্যাচে কিন্তু উনি খেলতে পারে, কনফার্ম নয়, অস্কার ব্রুজো আমাদের এটা জানান। তারপর কেভিন সিভিলে কিন্তু ইতিমধ্যে কলকাতায় এসেছেন এবং কলকাতায় আজকে উনি প্র্যাকটিসে এসেছিলেন, কিন্তু কোনো রকম অনুশীলন করলেও উনি ফিট নন পরবর্তী ম্যাচের জন্য। ওনার ইনজুরির কথা কোচ অস্কার ব্রুজো জানান। এছাড়াও সমস্ত খেলোয়াড়রা ফিট। এবং আজকে এই সাংবাদিক সম্মেলনে উপস্থিত ছিলেন মোহাম্মদ রশিদ। এই তো এই অসুবিধার কথাটা জানান, এই রোজার অসুবিধাটা। তবে উনি বলেন যে এটা আমাদের কাছে একটা চ্যালেঞ্জ, আর আমরা চ্যালেঞ্জ নিতে ভালোবাসি। এছাড়াও কি বললেন কোচ অস্কার ব্রুজো এবং মোহাম্মদ রশিদ, চলুন শুনে নি এসপিএন এর পর্দায়।
Bigger picture of some competitive disadvantages that we are having. First of all, is talking in positive. I see that we are talking about the last game defeat, which is disappointing, no doubt. But if you see the overall game, I think that losing is the most is the result that you would expect the rest. Maybe we should deserve a draw and probably a win. But as 2 actions that Rashid mentioned as a piece and an excellent action in front of our box, that cost us the game. Say that if you consider only 90 minutes, we were 10 games undefeated. Since 20th of August against Diamond Harbour, we connected a very good run of performances and results, ended last Saturday or last Friday. Ended last Friday with a defeat here against Jamshedpur. But I think that the team was doing very well in all these periods. Again, connecting 10 games without a defeat is something important, and especially under the circumstances that you just mentioned. Remember that we have some competitive disadvantage, that there is a lot of room for improvement. So what I mean with competitive disadvantage, nobody has asked what happened in the first goal of Jamshedpur. It's a very clear offside. It's a player blocking our goalkeeper, and I don't like to talk about or excuse the result on a decision of a referee, but the reality is that if that goal doesn't count, if it's called by the referee like what it is, an offside, we would not lose the game. This is one. Second is the bad luck of game-related situations we are having with injuries. You are mentioning Saul, but I can also mention Kevin, I can mention Raki, I can mention Maesh. So 50% of potential players of our first 11 are gradually recovering from his injuries, and that for sure exposes the depth of our squad. And in the last games, probably we were having less resources, or let's say at least that we are not on our peak of potential performance. And number 3, you just asked the question to Rashid. This week we are trying with Aiff raising a complaint. I don't know what is the reason, but it might be a coincidence or not that on the period of Ramadan, in the 4 games that we have to play in Ramadan period, we have been scheduled the games at 5 p.m. So you tell me what a player that cannot hydrate or eat for 12 hours and have to play at 5 p.m. with this heat, it has a big physiological cost. Physiological cost, risk of injury. I don't want to go too brave with potential heart problems on the pitch, but I would not. Of course, I'm Christian. I'm not Muslim, but playing without 12 hours of hydration of food at 5 p.m. with this humidity, and our players that are committed to give the 100 and more extra on the pitch, it's a problem. So I don't know how the hell, having 5 Muslim players in our squad, how the hell we have been scheduled to play the games at 5 p.m. Against Northeast it was 7:30 p.m. In the Ramadan period exactly is 5 p.m. And after the break in March, we are playing again the games at prime time at 7:30 p.m. So something is wrong.
And it was unfortunate result, but obviously it's already difficult because we're already only playing 13 games. So with that being said, we just have to forget. Right now we're in the present, we focus on what tomorrow. And tomorrow it's a new day, new game, new challenge. And like I said before, it's game by game, step by step. We forget what happened in the last game, whether it was win or lose. You always have to forget it and focus on what's coming next. We train for it, and inshallah we're ready to play the game tomorrow against FC Ghana. Midfielders are only defensive responsibility. You have to split your work 50-50 depending on your position. As a number 6, it's more of 70-30, but honestly, whatever coach asks for is what we perform on the field. And what I was doing, I was doing my job defensively and trying to help as much as possible. And at the end of the day, whatever coach asks from us in the game is what we do. And I don't think that defensively we weren't there. It was one set piece, and I would say if the second goal was it's an amazing goal, but it happened. But attacking wise, we had our chances. Just we didn't capitalize. So really, it's not about being defensive or attacking. We had a decently good game, but it was just an unfortunate result. That's all I was.